problem females have. We sit here and like, he's chugging bottles after bottles. He loves me. We'll figure it out. You will not figure it out, ma'am. At all. He's an alcoholic. Let him go. I've literally heard a couple say one time that sometimes it was the friendship that saved their marriage and not them being husband and wife. Because they were just such good friends. So that makes a big deal, you know what I mean? There's so many different layers that you need to build. And once you get those layers, honestly, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Through with a Splash of Tea, a podcast where we either speak to brilliant people or have best friend chats with my best friend, T. I'm your host, Cass, and let's get right into it. All right. As you guys can see, we have Tamar back. Yay. Oh, I love it. Okay. So Tamar, today, which you already know, but we're going to dive into the conversation of, well, I guess it stems off of relationship. A conversation of being in a relationship and being with somebody that
Gives you the bare minimum.
Whether it be because they don't know what reaching for more looks like, whether it be because they are afraid to reach for more, or they simply don't want to because that's more work. We're going to talk about all of that.
Okay.
Because there's so many avenues.
So many layers.
Okay, so first we're going to talk about being somebody that receives the bare minimum from somebody.
Okay, so the
receiver.
Okay, the receiver.
So you're with somebody, they're giving you the bare minimum, and you know, and I think this might, I don't know if this is like the largest avenue, but I think this is one of the bigger ones. They're maybe scared. They have these ideas, they have these dreams, but they're scared to move forward. They're scared to get on the platform that you're already on. Mm-hmm. So now you're receiving the bare minimum from them because of that, because they don't feel like they can move forward, that they can do it. Is that a situation where, well, no. In that situation, how do you move forward, or do you move forward, or what would you do?
I guess it depends on so many different things. How long we're in a relationship for, how long has this been happening? Is this how it started? And are we 10 years in and you're still scared and you're still unsure and I've tried to give you every avenue possible to try to help you get to a different place and you're still in that spot. And then now I'm also taking away from myself to be there for you. Because unfortunately you can't give me any more than what you have. Okay, so going back even further back, I feel like here's the start. Females, it's their dads. Mom, it's their sons. I feel like when you're growing up, it's so important for your dad to pay a lot of attention to their daughter. Opening the car doors, taking them to restaurants, giving them attention. So that way, when they receive that bare minimum, they know that's what it is. And they're not, they're not thinking, oh my God, he's in love with me. Because unfortunately, that bare minimum, you put it towards someone being scared, but also players use that bare minimum too. Like there's so many different ways someone can use the bare minimum. Sometimes it's just so they can get, the panties or, so many different ways. So you already in the beginning have to already set yourself at a certain standard. And I feel like it literally starts from the home. Everything starts from the home. How your father is. And if you don't have a father in your home, even your brothers make a difference. I feel like I was blessed with a very good dad, and my brothers especially. Everyone had like their role. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
And I feel like each brother, one was the complimenter. The minute me and my mom come out, they're quick to compliment us. The second one was the one we're asking us, do we need anything? Do you guys literally I'm saying I'll take your purses to the car type of thing. And then we had the other one that was just willing to, where do you guys need to go? I'll take you here. I'll take you there. So everyone had their little role. And I think it's huge. It's huge because it makes you feel because when, like we said, when you go out with the guy and he opens the door, you're not sitting here like, oh my God.
This is a red job of me.
He loves me. I know this is just the first 30 seconds of our first date, but he's in love with me and wants to marry me today.
We're on our way to case. We're not going to lose anymore. We're on our way to case.
He's in love with me. Oh my goodness, he got me flowers. Oh my God. I've never gotten flowers in my life.
And we laugh, but it's sweet.
It is true. It is.
It's true. And like you said, because it's not a norm, because it's not something that like your father did for you, because it's so foreign, we put it at such a high pedestal sometimes. And we do that across many
ways. Yeah. Definitely.
But it's so impactful when it's your family or when it's your kids. So that's why it is so important to take your daughters on dates.
Yeah.
You know, like,
one-on-one dates are
huge.
One-on-one dates are huge. Yeah.
But also like what you're allowing her to see as well. She needs to see like the relationships that you have with her mother and what like a normal, real, loving relationship looks like.
Those are huge.
So big.
It all starts from there. This is why it starts from the family. Everything starts from the family and how that's the foundation. So that's where you're going to start from. That's your, how do you say that? That's your, how would I say it? Like your eyeglass or your glasses to life. Your family.
Yes.
What you see in your home.
Yes. They create your perspective.
Exactly. And you're like, okay, so if a man does this, just like my dad does with my mom, that means he is genuine. That means he's respectful. That means he's lovable because that's what my dad did with my mom. So if you're sitting here and in the household, the husband is giving bare minimum to the mom, and especially if they're still together, you're going to be like, okay, well, I guess that's what I got to strive for because that's what I know. That's what I see. People don't like to do things like, you ever heard like they'll marry someone and be like, oh, it's just like your sister or just like your mom. We stay close. Habit is stronger than love. And we stay close to what we know. That's what makes us feel comfortable and this is why they tell you like, be careful with like a father that's like alcoholic, because what happens is when that person gets into that dark moment, they're going to go to the place that they felt the most love or they felt the most warmest. And if that's the alcohol breath of their dad, that's what they're going to go to.
Everything that you see while growing up, I think becomes your norm. And then that norm becomes what you're looking to strive for.
Yeah.
And it's so like, and that happens both negatively and positively, which blows our mind because we think that, oh, that can only happen to positive things. Like if I see my dad hug my mom every day, I'm going to hug my husband every day. But if you see your dad also put your hands on your mom every day and mom still comes home every day, that is your norm. That is creating, that creates your scope.
Come out of anywhere, like out of anywhere.
Right.
So there's like so many little things. So you have to, so if you're not growing up in a household or there's certain things you have to, okay, Kerry Washington, this is my favorite quote that she's ever said. She said, listen, our parents did the best that they could. They did what they know. They gave you what they know. You only know what you know. There's a point in our lives where we have to finish raising ourselves. And I feel like that is a true testament to everything. We're going to take what we can out of what we got in our family's house. But at the same time, there's a point where you're going to have to open a book and look at your feelings and figure out, because unfortunately there are certain things, especially growing up with Caribbean family, where mental and emotional are not things that they strive for or try to understand. And you have to do that with your child. I can't sit here and be like, well, my dad didn't read me a bedtime story every night and I talk. So I'm not doing that for my kid. I speak. I can say a couple words together. So I ain't reading they're fine. They're fine. They will eventually know how to talk. Like, let's be serious here. Like, no, you have to put in the extra effort. You have to do a little bit more. And that's going back to that right there. So you really got to look at the source with the bare minimum. What is it exactly? Is it some trauma that he has? And at the same time, even if it's trauma, listen,
let's talk about it.
Seriously. I am not in charge of your misery. I'm not it's not my job to fix you. And that's the problem females have. We sit here and like, he's chugging bottles after bottles. He loves me. We'll figure it out. You will not figure it out, ma'am. At all. That's an alcoholic. Let him go. No. Abort. Leave. You know what? Run. Yeah.
Leave the things.
Go. Take nothing. It's a fire alarm. Leave your purse. They'll replace it. This is not a drill. Seriously. Everything. Just go. No eye contact. Put your eyes down and just go. Get out of there.
He's gonna get a fresh cup before you try to leave.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't look at his pecs. I don't care if you got 8 abs. Don't
Go walk out.
do it.
Shirtless. He gonna do it all.
Nothing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my goodness. It's so true though. Like we're fixers. We're like, oh, we can figure it out. We can, we'll. I know.
Potential, so
Yeah, the potential. No. Let him come to the table with his, with it done. Yeah, completed. Like not when, he's just getting started.
Yes.
I just did my LinkedIn page and I wanna build an empire.
I ain't got a car right now. I'm working.
It's in my mama's name, but
My baby mama still live at the house, but we in different rooms right now. So
and we pay separate bills. Like we ain't even together like that. So
the kids live with her mama. So it's literally just you and her now. Yeah, but
but at the same time, I go to my second baby mama's house.
sometimes
and-
her couch. So
So
we really not even house together.
But I'm trying to build an empire though. Like I'm trying to I'm gonna give you the life that you deserve, I got you, girl. I just need you to believe in me and give me 15 grand because the way my credit worked out, I didn't really. It was
got
just
a good
small
job, make money.
time, I know you could take it. We got this. You got this check, right?
What is life right now? Why is this the one that we're living in?
It's so. Oh yeah, I've had one of my guy friends tell me he was on a date and the first thing she asked him was what's your salary? Because I need a man to take care of me. I was like, oh my God. Where do we start? There's so many layers here. It's like spaghetti. You don't know which strand. Move everything to the side. Just move everything. Let's just start with another plate because this is not working. What are we doing?
No. Okay. So what irritates me the most about situations like that, and when men tell me about situations like that, I recently had a friend of mine tell me that he was out and talking to this girl, and within the first few minutes of the conversation, she was like, "I'm masculine," and he was like, "Oh, okay. To me, you don't look that way," but she's like, "No, you don't like my traits." Starting going into different character traits, to prove her masculinity, and he was like, "Okay, well, I'm a man, and I know that I'm masculine, so I don't really want somebody else that's masculine." And then we're starting off there, and then I'm saying you're not, and it's bringing this. So whatever, those are in alignment. What you just said and that story is in alignment to me. And what irritates me the most about that is it makes a lot of guys feel that majority of women that can bring a lot, that can do a lot for themselves, feel that exact same way. So when I enter the conversation, my first thing is going to be what's your salary? Or when I enter the conversation, my first thing is going to be I have these character traits and they align with a man and you need to. But that's not the way that all of us are.
No, we don't function that way.
We don't all function that way. But on the flip side, as humans, we know that we aren't all the same.
Yeah.
So a man shouldn't think that all women are like that, but a lot of them do.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they'll enter the thing already with their guard up, oh, you're about to be this type of way because I've sat with so many women that have first asked me what my salary is and tell me that I want somebody to take care of me, or have told me that they're masculine and they want this or Z. And you're coming to me with this guard already up because you think that that's the type of energy that I'm on. And that's not the type of energy that I'm on. That's what irritates me the most about that.
Is on 1,000 of just everything. I literally just saw Deval, one of the guys that I listen to. He's amazing.
Yes.
Yes. He was literally putting the stats out because he was saying that right now there's a thing where they're saying, well, this been where they feel black men, black educated men, they marry white women.
Mm-hmm.
And he was literally putting the stats, and he was literally showing the amount of percentage of black men that marry within their race was 95%. 95%. Wealthy black men. But yet there's the stigma out there that says that black men, they, the minute they get rich and they get some money, they're going over to the other side. So it's these things are just coming out of nowhere. So if someone has a bad experience or that experience, they blast it here, blast it there, everyone turns it around, and all of a sudden, that's what it is.
That becomes law, but that's not even true.
No, at all. At all. And these were like bunch of stats from like years.
Wow.
So it's just like,
Yeah.
we gotta like just, oh my goodness.
No.
I say that like a start over button. Yeah, start over button. And when you go into a date with someone, just start fresh.
Yeah.
And just be like, just trying to get to know you.
This is who I am.
Yeah,
Tell me
this
about
is
who you are.
Yeah, not what people think we are.
Right.
And at the same time, it doesn't even make sense. Like, my salary doesn't define me. Me being a Black woman doesn't define me, because me and you were different.
Yeah.
And we're both Black.
Yeah. We're both women.
We're both women.
Yeah.
We're both Haitian.
Yeah.
But we're still
so
totally different. What you bring to the table is going to be different from what I bring to the table. We have different perspectives. We have different morals. We have different values. We have a lot of different things. And all of us have our own thing. And it's just getting to really know the person and not all of a sudden thinking that, oh, she must be one of those.
Yes.
That, look at the way her hair flipped. That weave was like $1,000.
I could tell it.
I could tell.
$1,000 flip when I see one.
I see it. She got the curtain bangs and everything. I see it. And all of a sudden you're speaking in different accents, and you don't know what's going on, but then you just start talking, and then
Bring it back, and you just from another place, and you don't even know how you got there.
So this is a great example of how we do not want to do this on a date like this right here. You're gonna be like, you know what? I'll be like, I'm crazy. No, I'm not. I'm just joking. Yes, I am. What'd you say? Did you want the fries? Let me get your fries. Oh, so what's your salary again? I need to. You never answered. I realized I was eating my chicken, and then you never answered my question. So how many baby mamas do you got? I know we were at 2, so I just wanted to make sure I got them all lined up in case. So who pays the mortgage? I don't know. Do you have a house? So can you build me?
Oh my God. Okay, we have to go back to the topic at hand.
Yes. Bare minimum.
The bare minimum. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about it the other way.
Okay.
Those providing the bare minimum. And, okay, let me ask this initial question first. Do you think that those providing the bare minimum should focus on excelling or providing more or pouring more into themselves? Or do you think that if that's how you decide to choose to live your life, if you don't want to excel, then that's fine for you?
I agree with everything you just said, actually, every single one. Yeah, because I feel like if that's what you want to live, that's fine. Just make sure I'm not there. Do that by yourself.
Do it over there.
Because some people don't want, an empire. They want to work their 9 to 5 every single day. And that's why they tell you to find someone that aligns with your goals. You know what I mean? Some people want to travel the world. Some people want to just sit right here, get their 9 to 5, come home, get their Chinese food, and, watch their little show. And watch their show, and tomorrow do it again. And that satisfy them, that they feel content. They're happy with that. So as long as you find someone that aligns with that goal, that's fine, because you guys will soar and you guys will be happy. Yeah. But you got to decide if that's what that person wants to do too. Now, you can't come into a relationship and promise all these things. And then now in the middle of it, 5 years later, all this investing went in. And it's just like, oh, well, I don't understand why we got to do this. I'm just fine the way we are. But like, no, boo-boo. You remember January 1st?
2022, when you said, you sat down. And
verbatim. I think I recorded it. Let me get the phone.
Actually, I know I did.
You said, I will buy a multi-million-dollar house in 4 years. So we are at a 4-year mark. And we're still in the...
Not that much, but
so what's the plan? Where are we? How are we reaching that plan? What is the, you know what I mean? And all jokes aside, that should have been throughout the relationship the entire time.
Yeah.
One thing that I 100% know I'm going to do in my next relationship is we're going to have, because this is the thing. Literally, it's so interesting. Everything's the same. It's just in a different context. Like, our family life is just like a business. There is a president, there is a vice president, there is employees. You have to invest in your employees. It's literally like the family life. It's the same thing. And I feel like the one thing I said I'm definitely going to do in my next relationship is like every week, me and my husband is having a corporate meeting. What we doing about this? What we doing about this? Mental, emotional, spiritual, financial. I need to know what's going on. You need to know what's going on. We need to have a discussion about it every single time. Communication is the key. Everyone knows that. It's huge with communication. But literally, every week we're going to have a meeting. I actually think that's important even for your girls. I think it's very important to sit with your girls and have something of course, a week is a lot, but maybe once a month. Because at the end of the day, we're all going through stuff and there's things that we all can attribute to each other. There's things that we all can help each other with. And it's just a good, especially with if you have a group of friends where you all have children, like all of that makes a big difference. We can help because I can't read, how do you say it, like 5 books in a week. But if I read one and you read one and you read one and you read one, we can come together and now share ideas. We can become a strong team. So bare minimum, there's a lot of layers to it. Where is that how you came? You came with bare minimum? Like, or did it happen like, did you, something happened, God forbid, and you broke your leg? Okay. You know what I mean? You were a football star and you got injured. And then now, you're on a wheelchair. Okay. That's a whole different situation. But, you were raised here, you just decided college is not for you, or school, or education, or words, or nouns. And decided that grammar as a whole, and just decided I'm just going to sit here and somebody will take me, I just figure it out, I got it. I'm 6'4". Yeah, exactly.
Got a big, I get a cut.
Yep.
I don't really got a car. Sometimes I got a car.
And at the end of the day, as long as sometimes I got a car, that's all that matters. Because who's looking for cars? Like, don't you drive? Like,
You got a car?
If you got a car, guess what? We got a car. That's all that matters. Who's getting 2 cars now anyway? Gas is mad high. And plus, you could take the bus. I could take your car.
I could drop you off. I could drop you off work.
I got you. Like, let me be that for you. I could, drop you off at work. And then come pick you up.
I got you.
We could just get some Chinese food after and binge watch, one of our shows. When I was 16, I worked at a Chinese spot. I'm addicted to Chinese. It's so bad. So that's why that's always my go-to meal. It's always Chinese food for me. Every time.
Like that with the scene. Like, we gonna get Chinese. Yeah. We gonna
make this happen.
Whatever you want. Extra lo mein, extra
every
spirit.
Time. Yep. Spirit.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. I want to say something real quick about. You said when you were in your last point, you were like, is that how you came? Or did you develop into this? And I want to make a point that like really stuck with me when I first heard it, which was when you start talking to somebody or when you start dating them, that is like the best version of them. Like that is what they currently, like they're putting on their best for you.
Yep.
So if those first few dates or those first few times you communicate or those first few outings that you have with that person, you're already like, oh, okay, I see a few red flags here. The conversation isn't what I'm used to, or this, then I think that's the time to really evaluate and be like, okay, is this the person that I want to keep spending my time with? Because your time is the most valuable thing you have.
Absolutely.
So that, and keep that in mind, because a lot of the times women are like, oh, he'll get better. Okay. Oh, no, baby, this is the best. Until you step in and start to pour into that man, this is the best he has. Right. So are you okay with the best? Or is this best like run down raggedy where you need to run?
Yeah.
And I think we don't keep that in mind a lot.
Yeah. No, that's a huge, huge, huge point.
You're showing
right there at that moment, you are. So you got to say, what if this is the best he can give me?
Am I okay with
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
And now we got to be careful too, because this is the thing. There's a difference between red flags and weaknesses.
Yeah.
So red flags are just like, absolutely not. But weaknesses, it could be something that they're working on, but they're aware of it and they're working on it and they know that. And you've seen evidence of that. We can't forget the evidence. We love sitting here and be like, oh, you ain't gonna lie no more? Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You love
He
me.
said he ain't gonna lie.
He said he's not gonna lie.
Said he's not gonna lie no more.
He just lied a few times,
But
he's
he's
not.
not gonna do it no more. Did he show you that he's not? Well, yesterday he did lie, but he's still, but
The
it's been
this
2
morning
weeks.
was a lie, but other than that, we good.
It's only been 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
I
He's
feel like he
working
just needs some
late.
time. So it happens. No, we need evidence. We'll sit here and a man will say something. We'll be like, all right, I see you. I get it. It sounds good to the ears.
Yes.
Like it tickles our ears. Like, oh, that's great. I want to take care of you. I want to be there for you. The evidence is, does he look like he takes care of himself? You need to see the evidence.
Are you saying things and he's like actually running with it? Like, damn, every morning I'm late because I have to make my coffee. I can never make my coffee on time, but he leaves 10 minutes before you. And the next morning, your coffee's sitting on the counter. So you don't have to make it. Is he just listening to little?
Yes. That's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge.
You listen to that.
And also wanting someone to, which is one thing definitely, to grow with you and help you. Like we're supposed to be a team and we're supposed to upgrade each other. So if I'm sitting here complaining about this and this and that, I want you to sit there and be like, babe, I feel like the last 2 times you complained about money, but yet you just brought your son like this $50 dinosaur. So I think we need to like figure out, like, don't be afraid to call me out in my stuff. Because I want someone to be there and be honest and real with me and like healthy criticism. Yeah. So I know where to grow. Like I want to see that because Lord knows we gonna do it to you.
Oh, you gonna hear it. You gonna hear it.
That tie, not with me. Maybe with the next wife.
Or the last one.
Oh, the last one. But not this middle one right here. That ain't gonna work for me. You know what? Let's just burn it after this. We don't even gotta
take it off.
I done told you 4 times. Did I wear that tie?
Gonna work. It's not gonna work.
We're just gonna burn it. And then that way it's not here. So guess what? You'll never touch it again. Scene end. That's one thing I can tell you for a female. It's just something, I guess it's our mother nature. We're always like, honey, you could do this better.
Yeah.
Do that, or what, you do this or do that. The men should do that with us too.
Yeah.
If I'm constantly saying I'm late, then and then in a nice way, not in a like dominating, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you? You're a grown woman. I don't understand why you always late. We can coach ourselves to it. Like, you know, not to say that you're gonna baby me, but it's okay to be nice, and sweet and kind, and say, honey, I'm just gonna give you a little bit alarm right now. Beep, beep, beep. You got 30 minutes left. Like, you can even make a joke about it. You know what I mean? Find a great way to kind of like, that's one thing I love about my brother relationship, one of my brothers and his wife. It's like he is always ready to, even in the most distressing situation, be like, let's go, you won't do this. I knew we were going to fight today. But he always brings it to a joke, and she always ends up laughing after, because he's just like, but at the same time, guess what? They love each other, and their cups are so filled that no matter what the person does, they're never thinking that, because that's what happens in relationships. When someone does something to you and you take it to like, you're ready to like explode, it's because they didn't fill your cup. And now you have all these holes in your cup and you're thinking, he's doing this because he doesn't love me. Once you know and you feel that your mate loves you, then even when something happens, you're like, she's not yelling at me. She's upset because she's getting ready for a dinner party and she's stressed. So when she screamed and told me to get the napkins, or if I can't find it, to look at my butt, it's not me that she's yelling at. She's just stressed because she's having the dinner party and this is how she gets. But there comes with an understanding. There comes with so much with that. But at the same time, that's why it's important to learn your person's love language, learn how to make them feel. And at the same time, it's not like, okay, your cup is filled, so we good for like another 5 years. No, it needs to be filled like sometimes twice a day. Sometimes the day is rough. You come home and you're like, they say hello and you're like, oh my God. It's like, what happened, honey? First of all, what was it? That's how this meme where this girl was sitting here and she called her man and she was like, I just wanted to know if I can have some chicken wings and fries. I just feel like the way that you tied your shoes this morning really shows that you're upset with me and I'm not sure what I did. Like, legit. When you're in your emotions, like, the way he, like, nudged the table, you're like, it's because of me. You hate me. You hate me. So some days you just got to sit there and be like, no, honey, I don't hate you. I really nudged the table because I'm clumsy. And I've been doing that for 55 years now. So you're still asking me if I hate you. So yeah, definitely. So yeah. So bare minimum, there's so many layers to it. You got to really figure out what the source is. And then you got to tell because you may not be the one. Some females can sit there and be like, you know what? Let's figure it out. I'm going to try to be your potential. I'm going to try to get you up there. Some people are like, you know what? This life ain't for me. I need you to come. I need to come from there. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give myself as an example. I already went through a lot in my last marriage and I'm divorced. I'm not going to stop with it. No. You already went through it. No. I'm 38. So you trying to do what? You and your mama's what?
You're building an empire.
Well,
Grand Rising, huh?
what was that dude? He says he wants to name himself 40%. I can't. Listen.
What is even happening?
I can't. I know. No. You gotta come completely like, yeah. We've done so. But some people may want to, and they've have amazing, like there's really good marriages where they started from the bottom together and they're amazing. And perfect. They went through so much together and that made them stronger. So you got to know. And that's the thing. It really starts from, we talked about family, yourself. Know yourself. What can you handle? What can you get through right now? What's going to help you? I have 2 boys that I need to raise. I can't raise another one.
That's the thing. We're not here to raise men and men are not here to raise women. So find the person that aligns with you.
Help?
Yeah.
Yes. Of course, but you're still helping too. Like if I come to your house to help you move, we both got to pick up the other side of the couch. Like you can't sit here and sit on the floor and say, you help me, right?
Yeah.
No. You pick up one side, I pick up one side, and then we can get it done.
Right.
What is it? I think Chris Rock said it. Chris Rock said, marriage is not difficult. Marriage is difficult when it's only one person.
Yeah.
But when you two are dedicated and you're focused and you both have your goals aligned, you both see the goal, you're going to do everything you can to make it work. And these investments, your children are so important to you, and that's part of it too. Like you'll go in.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
You will sacrifice, you will. Exactly.
That's what it should.
And that's what it is. And that's why even in marriage, you need to have all these layers. Like your partner should be your best friend. They should be a lover first. I'm just kidding. No. They should be your best friend. There's so many. Sometimes your mate is your mama. Literally. Like they're all different layers. And because I've literally heard a couple say one time that sometimes it was the friendship that saved their marriage and not them being husband and wife. Because they were just such good friends. So that makes a big deal. You know what I mean? There's so many different layers that you need to build. And once you get those layers, honestly, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. You got to keep building it because there's good days and bad days. But guess what? When you do what is it, like 90 day? I don't know if that's for sure for this, but we'll just use that as an example. The general rule of thumb. It'll start to be a habit. You won't even think about it twice. You just got to do the work and be ready to build it and go through those really tough conversations. And then guess what? The minute you guys have that really good routine and establish everything, you're going to know each other like the back of your hand.
It'll all be
You ain't even going to like, you know what I mean? If you cough one more time, honey. I told you to get... You know you're going to get sick like in 2 days. This happens every single time. You usually do 2 coughs in the morning, 3 coughs in the afternoon, 4 coughs at night. And the minute you get this, you know you're going to get the flu. It comes in 3 days, in 2 hours, 2 seconds, 4 minutes. No, when I tell you, like, get to know, when you know your mate like the back of your hand, these things will just like synchronize. It'll be like a domino. Like, it's just so easy. It flows. Yeah, you guys will flow into each other. But the first couple, maybe 1 or 2 years, you're going to have to get there. You know what I mean? You're going to have to learn each other. And, okay, we learned it. This is what it is. This is how you are moving forward. And you have to accept certain things. If this is my husband snores, he snores. Moving over. Next one.
Yep.
We're not going to sit here and be like, well, what can we do? Can we figure? No,
Yeah.
honey.
You have to be willing to figure out, like, is this worth it to, like, am I ending this over this, or can I work through?
We got it. Yeah. Literally.
I have to end us.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
2 minutes ago.
I know. Literally. Wait, I blinked. And
Well, it makes sense. Your show is called A Splash.
that's all you get.
That's all you guys like. This is Splash. A splash of tea, honey.
Like, literally, this is a splash of tea. That's all you get.
That's it.
All right. On that note, babes,
I want to say thank you. And I want to commend you. As a Haitian Black woman, that is amazing what you're doing right now. And I love it for you 100%. And good for you, girl.
I love you. I love you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I love you for that. You're going
Absolutely. Of course. You won't be able to get rid of it.
We're stuck with it, you guys. We love. All right. On that note, you guys, we're going to end there. Like, Tamar, as always, thank you for being here. Thank you. And on that note, we're closing out. So see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.